So it is good to be back. This is the last night of the tour. Good to be back in Glasgow. Good to come back to Glasgow because you can speak. You know, when you travel with a Scottish accent, it's kind of hard. Nobody understands anything you're saying. No, I've done a few TV shows. I'm a pretty fucking big deal. You know? I'm serious news. No, I've done a few TV shows. And you've got a Scottish accent on the telly, you need to try and enunciate and use proper English, but it's hard to find the right balance, because no matter how hard you try to enunciate and use proper English, there's still somebody from Leamington Spa. And we saw you on the television. I didn't quite understand everything you were saying. Didn't quite catch it. Some of it a bit over my head. Your accent is really quite strong. You've got a really thick Scotch accent. Didn't quite catch everything you said. Whilst there's somebody in Scotland saying, we seen you on the telly talking like a fucking bender. Care to explain yourself? It's when you travel down south and you tell people you're from Glasgow, they get quite excited. They go, oh, Glasgow, yeah, it's really quite rough, isn't it? Really violent, yeah. And you kind of get proud. And you go, oh, aye, oh, aye. Yeah, a lot of tough guys. Oh, aye, a lot of tough guys. Yeah. And they visit the place and they're a bit disappointed. No, we're trying to get away from the stereotypes. We've got a new promotional tourist campaign called Glasgow, Scotland with Style. Everybody's seen the posters. It's one of these kind of homogenised posters of people supposed to be the new face of Glasgow. People with names like Nathan. You know, every major city advertises the happy people like Nathan, and it's this guy's in the poster, Nathan, sales assistant, proud Glaswegian. I don't think a sales assistant called Nathan is a fair representation of any major city. I think major cities should play up to their stereotypes on the billboards advertising your city. Show them real people like wee mental Davy. Apprentice joiner. Father of 6. Davy's there in the billboard with the 6 kids all tucked into the one tracksuit. A Lacoste tracksuit, and only the best for these kids. They're all dressed up for their granny's 30th. You've got the 6 kids, you've got Keanu, you've got Sigourney. Destiny, that's a new one I heard. Destiny. Imagine naming your daughter after the nightclub she was conceived in. This is Destiny, and this is my son, the garage. That was announced, a shock statistic about teenage pregnancy. Apparently 1 in 3 15-year-olds in the UK admit to being sexually active. That was a shock tabloid headline. I don't know where they get this kind of evidence. No, I don't know who they ask to get these statistics. No, if some youth worker approached you when you were 15 years old in front of all your pals and asked you if you were sexually active. You're doing fucking right, mate. Who's Shagger? Put me in for 5, pal. Did you never get any sex education at school? Remember word would spread when you were 15, if you went to the health centre, they gave you out condoms. That was good, you went down there, got the health centre, got your condoms. None of us were well sexed, but you got the condoms. Filled them up with water. They become water balloons. Using a condom in a water fight, the thinking man's water fight. But you'd always have one of your friends who would take it a bit too far and introduce a Durex extra safe. A Durex extra safe in a water fight? You'll fucking put somebody in a coma. A Durex ribbed extra safe. You'll need facial reconstructions. I'm getting to that age, I'm 23 years old. I'm 23, not a lot of people believe that, I'm 23. I know in the west of Scotland, this is what a young guy looks like in this day and age. I'm 23. I look like a darts prodigy, don't I? I'm 23, so I'm getting to that stage. Some of my friends, some of my cousins are having children. And that way, you'll notice this in a family gathering. There's a newborn baby getting passed around somebody's living room like a joint. And everybody's saying their piece. You know, some people who have just got this natural rapport when they speak to babies, they can just go, "Oh, look at you." And the baby starts mumbling, "Are you telling me a wee story?" It's getting closer and closer to me and I'm thinking, shit. I need to pretend I give a fuck. And it gets to me and I just kind of freeze. I'm going, how you doing, mate? Then the baby feels the tension, starts to cry. Everybody looks at me as if I'm in the wrong here. Oh, toughen up, you wee prick. Dogs as well. I feel uneasy in the presence of dogs. No dogs in the traditional sense. I mean dogs. Right, now you get a difference. In Scotland we call a dog a dog. We take that O and make it a U. A dog, a dog. It's a slang term, but it's also a social implication in that you get dogs and you get dogs. Do you know what I mean by that? You get, oh, look at that wee dog watching that fucking dog. One of them big council house terriers with a name like Sasha. Somebody brings it on a bus and it jumps on top of you on the bus and you shite yourself. And the owner's going, "Don't worry, she's only playing with you. Don't worry, she's just a big softie." And the dog's going, "You know that's a lie." This isn't over. I like animals, just feel uneasy amongst dogs. I was watching a documentary about animal testing, about toiletries and cosmetic products that get tested on animals. And it was showing you these horror stories about animals that get badly burned and disfigured. It was pretty distressing shit, right? But I'm quite a positive guy. I'm watching this, thinking, what about the happy stories? About cosmetic tests? What about the tests that were successful? What about the toiletries and beauty products that made it to the market? I want to turn on the TV and see the two chimpanzees in a laboratory cage somewhere saying, "You're smelling good, Chico." Is that Lynx Africa? Boom, Chico, wow, wow. 23, still live at home. Don't know if any young guys in the front, any of you still live at home? Young guys at the front, a guy up in block D said yes. 23, live at home. You don't need to pay rent and stuff like that, but you pay mental rent, don't you? I've always had a good relationship with my parents, especially my dad. Know when you're 7, 8, 9 years old, as a young guy, traditionally, your dad is your hero, isn't he? He's your role model. He knows everything. You want to follow in the guy's footsteps. You want to emulate the guy. Then you get to about 12 years old, you realise your dad's an arsehole. It's a perfectly natural stage in adolescence, discovering that your dad's a bit of a knob. That's just what happens. Normally happens on Christmas Day and involves building something. Good to be here, good to be back. How are we feeling? Feeling good? Thanks for that. Beautiful welcome there, thanks for coming out, I appreciate that. First of all, spending your hard-earned dosh on a ticket to see me in these tough times. Thanks very much for that, means a lot. Sold out show, yeah. In these tough times, spending your hard-earned dosh on a ticket to see any comedian this year, knowing that there's a good chance we're paying fuck all tax. Oh. Well done for that. People thought Jimmy Carr got it bad. Wait till the press hear about me. I'm still signing on. That's just a wee joke there, a wee icebreaker for anybody's fucking shock revelation. I don't get these guys dodging tax. How much fucking money do you need? Are these super rich guys with like £30 million in offshore accounts? If you've got £30 million, don't put it in an offshore account. Put it in a current account and fucking look at it. I would never pass a cash machine again. Just going to go and press display balance here, guys. Your balance is £30 million. Today you may withdraw 300 quid. A double dip recession. That's what we're calling it. That's what we're in. Double dip. I don't even know what that means. That used to be a good thing. Double dip. Since when was that a negative? These fucking bankers have ruined dib-dabs. Next thing, an orange and cherry sherbet with a swizzle stick. Then you think the government cuts. I don't fully understand it. I read last week America, they're in $16 trillion of debt. That is fucking unacceptable, isn't it? How the fuck do you get into $16 trillion? Surely somebody at the IMF's got to go on the phone. Look, you fucking got till Friday. Trying to make us look like pricks here. 16 trillion. America or skin, Europe or skin. I hope Africa have got some good rock bands, because we need a concert. That's my solution. It's their fucking round. I can show some appeal videos. This is Gordon and Diane from Bishop Briggs. Oh, I can't watch these videos. Why do they always show you this stuff when you're having your tea? Do you notice that? Gordon and Diane, like so many others, took out a fixed rate mortgage. Everybody's going off. The world can be such a fucking cruel place. Puts things into perspective. It was only this morning I had the cheek to moan about having to walk 20 miles for clean water. Then you fucking see this. Every time I click my fingers, a newly married couple from Dumfries have a credit card application rejected. A double dip recession. I've got mates who've lost their job. I know people who have went beyond unemployed. I've got people in my social circle. I've got friends who I can only describe as being unemployed as fuck. I know that's not fully utilising the English language, but that's what's being created these days. People who have just been forgotten about, people who are unemployed as fuck. They've just been forced to embrace the rut they're in. They're sat at home, they've got their routines, home's under the hammer, then it's man versus food. They're fucking adamant they've been missold PPI. Every 15 minutes you see that advert on the phone, where's my fucking PPI then? I don't know what it stands for, but I would like it back. I need that money so I can adopt a snow leopard. I feel for them. It must be tough. Under the coalition government, I love their proposals for the job crisis. David Cameron and their guys, the work experience programmes, creating jobs for people, just like normal jobs. The only difference being you don't get paid. If you're unemployed, you get to work, but you don't get any wages, but it's to boost your self-esteem. That's how fucking condescending. That's what people need. Last Friday of the month, I'm going to go and check and see if my self-esteem's in. Feeling a bit low. Oh, thank the Lord it's Self-Esteem Friday. Going to try and pay these bills. Hi, is that British Gas? Listen, mate, I'm skint, but I feel terrific. I'm wondering, are you prepared to accept self-esteem? Or maybe I can go on Skype and just smile at you. How's that? To stop people slipping into depression, David Cameron said about the work experience programmes, Pound Stretcher. They were one of the first shops to sign up to these programmes. Working in Pound Stretcher for no wages, that's pretty fucking depressing. Working in a shop where everything is worth a quid except you. It's about as depressing as it gets. And I know, you look at these guys, now what the fuck would David Cameron know about being unemployed? Now, he's never been unemployed as fuck. David Cameron's never woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's never had a packet of flaming hot Monster Munch for his breakfast. David Cameron's never known that feeling of waking up at 3 in the afternoon and your only goal for the day is to try and piss a skid mark off the inside of your toilet. When you start seeing that as a challenge, okay, that's been 3 days, that's ridiculous. I could use the brush, but that's admitting defeat. I'm going to get a glass of water, I'm going to fucking reload here. I'll be 2 minutes, just try to get a hard on, get a bit of pressure on this. David Cameron. I reckon even Nick Clegg, even that fucking guy, regrets getting involved with David Cameron. I reckon Nick Clegg, I look at that guy, I think he's only guilty of that thing that I've done myself. And I'd imagine most of you here have done. You know when you meet somebody on your first day in a new job or on a new course, and you hit it off, found a new buddy, next day they're waiting for you at the breaks, found a new friend. But as the days and the weeks go on, you slowly begin to discover that your new pal is a fucking dick. And everybody else knows the guy's a bell end, but it's too late for you. You've committed, and you're now known as the bell end's pal. I'm not really a big political guy. Scottish independence, that's been getting talked about. We're having a couple of fucking freedom, yes. People booing, people cheering. I don't think anything's going to get resolved at a comedy show, but feel free to vent your opinions. 2014, that's when they're having the referendum. That's because it's 700 years after the Battle of Bannockburn. That's to get us fucking patriotic. And you know we're going to show Braveheart the night before that referendum. STV, 9 o'clock, as sure as fuck, Braveheart. I reckon we should also show Trainspotting, just to even it. Going fucking freedom, that's us. Oh, that's also us. We're quite an open-minded country, Scotland. I've seen something quite refreshing. We had an anti-immigration demo. I've seen this in the paper. In Irvine, that's where they had an anti-immigration demo. In Irvine, a place that has got fuck all and nobody would move to. That's where they had the anti-immigration demo. And it was quite refreshing that only 18 people showed up. I read that in the paper. There'll be a bigger turnout if the wave machine broke in the Magnum Centre. That would have been a turnout. That would have been a demo. There'd have been fucking animosity if that. I fucking brought the wee man down. And the wave machine's not working. Go and finish your slush puppy, son. Daddy's going to speak to the man. I was about 13 before I discovered that sentence. Daddy's going to speak to the man means Mummy will pick you up from the police station. I don't really have an opinion on Scottish independence. I suppose I'm in the fuck it'll be a laugh camp. Maybe fuck it'll be a laugh. Maybe 50 years' time you'll turn on the National Geographic channel, see programmes like Scottish Border Cops. Two guys in the airport interrogating some poor guy for fucking Leamington Spa. No like real cops, just rock steady guys, no the G4S guys that have swapped their personality for a high-vis jacket. No, there you go. I would watch that. Scottish Border Cops going through the guy's bag. And what's this? It's a banana. Why, are those illegal? I never said they were illegal, pal, but we don't fucking like them. Have we got any English in? Woo! Just one person there. I don't think we're anti-English, Scotland is. People confuse us for why don't you support us in major football tournaments? It's every 2 years, let me get this straight, you actively support the other teams because they're playing England, don't you? That's pretty much it, mate. That's nothing anti-English though. That's just the England football team. Guys like fucking John Terry. He's quit, but I look at John Terry in the papers, he looks like the kind of guy, if he never made it as a footballer, you would see him outside a pub in Tenerife or somewhere going, you guys want a free shot tonight? What's the plan tonight, lads? Coming down to Bull's Head for a free sambuca? Come on down. You love it, mate. Loads of girls, free shots. Come on down. Just say Jono sent you, big JT. Back in free shot, mate. Scottish football, we're going through an interesting period there. Feel the fucking division in the camp there. I only said Scottish football. People going... Just you fucking tread carefully, pal. I'm getting to that age. I'm grown up. I've got mates, getting married and having children. This is new to me. My life's changing. You don't get a night out as often. The weekend is no longer an excuse in itself. You don't get a night out. It's rare. But when they happen, it's a rollover and they go on far too long. I think anybody can party like the newly married man, the new father. I hear One Direction singing. They're going to go crazy, crazy, crazy. Until they see the sun and rappers singing, gonna party. Until 6 in the morning. All these parties that have got scheduled end times. That's not what happens when your mates start getting married and having children and you get a night out. They go on far too fucking long. People don't want to go back to the life that they're creating for themselves. Mayhem ensues at the suggestion of a 6 in the morning curfew. These want to call it a night. Want to fuck, man. 1 more hour, the spar's open, we'll go and get cans. The adult empty, it's a bleak affair, the empty, 10 years on. Some paranoid wreck walking through your living room looking for a Nokia charger. "17 missed calls, I better fucking text her." Highlights of a game of FIFA on the PlayStation that was finished about 3 hours ago. Still playing. 2 guys snorting cocaine, talking about a fight they had in primary school. Listen, I'm fucking glad we sorted that tonight, bud. Me and all, mate, I was out of order that playtime. I was out of order. 35-year-old guy still using expressions like playtime. That was me, it was out of order, mate. I'm the one that kept throwing fizzy cola bottles at you. I knew. You had to be seen to be doing something about that, mate. I understand. You never need to call us a VL, but that was out of order on your part. At 6 in the morning, Nokia guy arguing with his missus by text. I told you I was having a mad one. His only justification for having a mad one. He fucking told her he was having a mad one. And then staying on the offensive. I thought you were going to your mum's to watch Strictly anyway. It's fucking 6 o'clock in the morning, Ryan. How the fuck am I supposed to know what time Strictly finishes? Then looking at the telly, looking at the PlayStation, thinking it's fucking Sky Sports. Here, when did Motherwell beat Colombia? That's fucking some result for the well, isn't it? Colombia have their full team playing, aye? I should stuck money on that. 7 red cards. Is there a bit of needle between the two? 6 in the morning. That's tough. Watching guys grow up against their will. Watching somebody going through an old VHS case that's been used as a joint rolling station for years. Raking through the paraphernalia, trying to find something smokable. There's a bit of green in there, press my finger on that. There's plenty here, gentlemen, the night is but young. A bit of green stuff, tobacco, scrape that in. Hells, there's always hells in the rolling tray. I thought I'll put the pubes in, who gives a fuck? Lying there in emotional purgatory, trying to get a knackered disposable lighter to work, the only lighter in the party. Them big long flicks, come on, you piece of shit. Eventually, getting a bit of blue flame and going, yes, and then the S blows it straight back out again. It's hard to watch a married man lighting a pube joint off the toaster. Do you take drugs, Johnny? There's a cameraman, that's it, you hinder his future employment prospect. I'm only joking now, I don't take drugs. I used to smoke weed, Johnny. I used to smoke, I get busted. You know how I get caught? We were having fajitas one Sunday as a family and I rolled a fucking belter. And it aroused far too much suspicion. From that day forward, I was under surveillance. It was evident I had obtained these skills elsewhere, no doubt through illicit activity, as this was the first time we had ever sampled Mexican cuisine as a family. I'm taking a back seat, letting everybody else go first. They're putting together these big abominations, big baggy, reckless bastards. Salsa bombers going down their t-shirts. I'm biding my time, just surveying the devastation at the table, the mess. My own family, a disgrace to the art of rolling. Then I stepped up. I'm saying, pass me the skins. Hey, the tortillas, Dad. I took 3 tortillas out of the packet. There's the hash smokers in there.
Are you having free fajitas, Kevin?
No, Gran, I'm going to stick these together with some guacamole. Don't worry, Gran, you'll get a pass. And don't hog it, I know what you like, and don't get it all wet at the end. Putting the grated cheese right across my setup there. You get a grinder for a chick? Don't say grinder, shut up. No, I'm only, no. Rolled it up, tucked it right in. Asking my gran to take it off her crucifix so I could just stuff a bit down at the end there. Just about stopped myself before I ripped a bit of cardboard off the old El Paso box. Six in the morning. Where are you from, Johnny? Eldry. Good to see. There we go. We've got a wee fan club there. Couple of people. Woo! People booing. Eldry, obviously. Coatbridge, Eldry.
Is it scary? The world. Right? I feel for parents in there. I reckon it must be one of the most challenging times in history to raise a child. Right? I look at my own dad. He's recently turned 70, right, which is impressive in the west of Scotland. Right, exactly. That's good shooting in Glasgow, 70. You need to give the card shop a bit of notice in parts of this city. If you're looking... You need to let them know well in advance if you're looking for a 70th birthday card. A 70th? I can do your 40th and a 30th, mate. Is that any good? But I don't think my dad could cope with having to raise a child again in the modern world. I sometimes imagine him. He'd have a fucking breakdown long before his 70th birthday, getting bombarded with shit he does not fully understand on a daily basis, watching the news. How long has he been up there? How long's he been in that bedroom? How long's he been up there? Is he getting fucking radicalised up there? Is he? That's what they're saying. You have to watch for signs of them getting radicalised. You better not be up in that bedroom getting fucking radicalised. I'm warning you, if I come up there and you're getting radicalised, I'll fucking boot your balls. Well, you won't be booting my balls for much longer, Dad, because I actually identify as a female now. So. Well, I'm going to kick your in then. I'll respect your decision. We'll get you then I'm going to kick you in. No daughter of mine will be getting radicalised, son. I'll kick your in. That is how progressive and liberal a city Glasgow actually is. Summed up in that sentence. What a gender-neutral sentence that actually is. The equality. We are the fucking trailblazers of gender equality. Women have said that to men in this city for decades. You can watch the football, Stephen, but if you come to this restaurant drunk, I swear to God, I'm going to kick your in. We are the trailblazers of trans rights, this city. It's maybe a bit much for a DVD recording there. Don't know if that's too strong for Christmas Day viewing there. Fanny, that's nicer, isn't it? That's diet. See, I'm 31 now, right? 31, that's it. Still kinda young, but no longer the youth, right? That's what your 30s are. You're just realising that you're in the real world. You realise that your mates are getting married and having kids and they're changing. The legends from your adolescent years are now fully immersed. And I've got a mate, Craigie, who's now called Craig. Right, that's sad. Right. It's hard to watch a man having his Y removed. That's what happens. As soon as you turn 30, Craigie becomes Craig, Stewarty becomes Stuart, Shagger becomes Ian. It's sad. And I know I'm never going to see Craigie again. I'm going to see Craig, however, on Facebook every Sunday morning. A photograph of him standing looking devastated in a children's soft play area. With the caption, "The family day, my world, my life." That's painful for me to watch. I'm going, fuck me, that's not Craig here. That's Craig I'm looking at. I'm zooming into the picture. I'm zooming into Craig, searching for Craigie. Craigie, I know you're still in there. I will find you, Craigie. I know, Craigie. I know there's still a bit of Craigie in you, Craig. I will find you. The eyes are the window to the soul. I will salvage the remains of Craigie. I will find the guy who burnt his eyebrows off trying to light a joint off a disposable barbecue. I will find him. No longer the youth. I see the youth, right? I see the kids. It's new to me watching a generation of youth coming behind me. These wee fucking dweebs that we're creating. They shout at me in the street. They shout, "Jeff," and I usually wave, but a wave is no longer enough for the youth. It's all this fucking shit, right? Just standing, what the fuck is that, you wee knob? That's fucking... It ruins your whole day going, how the fuck did that wee prick manage that with his fingers? Is he made of plasticine, that wee guy? Fucking moth. How did he manage it? I've got arthritis. I need to get cod liver oil. I can't get that back. I get dabbed at quite a lot, right? And one day, I done it back. It was a wee guy. He shouted my name, and I looked at him, and he done the full-on, like, dab, it's called, apparently. And I didn't want to disappoint the kid, so I done it back. And that is the first time in my life I have felt like a tragic old man. Standing in a shopping centre like a fucking Nazi checking for BO. They scare me, the youth, in my position. Wherever I go, I see them, and then they start talking when I walk into a cafe or somewhere. Like, oh my God, it's Kevin Bridges. Is it actual? That's actual Kevin Bridges. Actual. Is it actual? It's actual Kevin Bridges. And you just see a smartphone appearing, some wee guy recording you about as subtle as 9/11, just sitting. I've no idea. I'm on Facebook Live wrestling with a vinegar sachet. See, I don't think that's a childhood, right? I feel for them. Right, social media is destroying their mental health, right? Becoming hooked on these phones, becoming self-obsessed, self-aware. It's dangerous. Childhood should be a time for not giving a fuck. Right, it should have been sacred, right? Where's the characters? Childhood was a time to be a weirdo and embrace it. I used to idolise the weirdos in my school. The kids who did not give a fuck what anybody thought. The kids who would spend lunchtime and playtime on their own, just running round the playground. They did not conform to any peer pressure. They were not affiliated to any social circle. They operated alone, just running lap after lap of the playground. They would have their jacket on backwards. They would have the hood covering their face, eyes closed, making motorbike noises as they're doing lap after lap. Alone in their own mind, tearing up the highways of their fucking imagination, just circle in the playground. The whole school would be watching. There he is, Krasichenko. Krasichenko! But the more you shouted Krasichenko's name, the faster he drove that fucking Harley. He was... But these days, you're never going to see a Krasichenko because we would destroy him. Somebody would record a video of Krasichenko on his chopper and upload that video to social media. People would begin laughing at Krasichenko, who had never even met Krasichenko. And then somebody would feel sorry for Krasichenko and diagnose Krasichenko with attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. That mockery would immediately turn to sympathy. How the fuck can we help Krasichenko? At no point in that 1 minute video did Krasichenko request anybody's assistance. But this is social media. We need to make it about us. Let's set up a Just Giving page for Krasichenko. We don't know Krasichenko's financial situation, but we're going to raise him $5,000. I'm going to do a bungee jump for Krasichenko in the ADHD awareness charity. I'm going to grow a moustache for Krasichenko. He would be everywhere. Celebrities would get involved. Fucking Peter Andre, Ollie Murs doing the motorbike challenge for ADHD awareness. Krasichenko would get invited on the One Show. No idea that he is on the One Show. Running round the sofa on his chopper. The kid would be massive. Leading football teams out at cup finals. And then the Daily Mail would reveal that Krasichenko's auntie is a benefits cheat. We would put him right up there, and then when the time was right, that was it. We'd destroy him. Yeah.